So some information has leaked about the PlayStation 5's backwards compatibility with the PlayStation 4, and it's mostly good news. Let's get into it.
Skip it up and that up.
So the PlayStation 5's backwards compatibility with Sony's previous consoles is interesting and confusing. And Sony has had a really weird relationship with backwards compatibility ever since they started making consoles. Well, obviously there was the first PlayStation. It can't be backwards compatible with consoles before it because no consoles from Sony existed. But the PlayStation 2 was fully backwards compatible with the PS1. The PS3 at first was fully backwards compatible with the PS3, PS2, and PS1. It actually had PS2 hardware inside of it, so it could just natively run PS2 games. But then Sony got rid of that to cut costs, and then the PS3 was only backwards compatible with the PS1. There was a time where they did software emulation for PS2 backwards compatibility, but it was wonky, so then they just said, if you could play PS1 games, not PS2 games. PS4 had no backwards compatibility natively anyway. Couldn't put a PS3 disc in, PS2 disc in, or PS1 disc in. Just maybe if there was a PlayStation 1 game or PS2 game on PS Now, you're good there. Cloud gaming for the win. But native backwards compatibility on a Sony console? Nope. Well, the PS5 as well, it's kind of mixed. They're saying thousands of PlayStation 4 games will run on the PlayStation 5, but there's going to be some compatibility issues here and there. And PS3, PS2, and PS1 games, those are old ugly games, according to Jim Ryan. You look at them, they're so dated. Why would anybody want to play them? Except, because forget about gameplay. Even if a game doesn't look good, it's not fun then. It's all about visuals, man. It's not like Fear is one of the best first-person shooters ever made, and even though it looks dated, I still love it more than current first-person shooters now. Oh, wait, I do, and don't care about the graphics. That's interesting, Jim. Why don't you think about that one and sniff it? I don't know what that means. Well, anyway, this new PlayStation 5 backwards compatibility info was leaked by the PlayStation Store's web's source code, mostly focusing on what will happen if a PlayStation 4 game isn't currently supported by the PlayStation 5. That sounds like negative news, but look what else is said in this source code. I'm going to read it to you now. Playing PS4 games on PS5, some functionalities available on PS4 may not be available. See blah, 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 blah for more details. Next thing here, this PS4 game isn't supported with your PS5's current system software. We're continuing to make more PS4 games playable on PS5. Update your PS5 and then try playing the game. But here is where things get interesting, and this is good news for everyone who was hoping it would have it. PS5 Boost Mode enabled was found in the PlayStation Store's web source code. So it's going to have that boost mode. So hopefully you could play Bloodborne finally natively on a PlayStation console at 60 FPS. I'm hoping for that. So I could suck terribly in 60 FPS and play the game for half an hour and be frustrated. And even though I love the Souls games, I suck at them, so I don't play them. I don't know why I'm doing this. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Exposed. So here is my take on this. Good news. It's going to have PS5 boost mode. It's going to be nice to see, especially when the PS4 Pro era third-party and first-party games came out, where the boost mode will benefit them. Where if a game had an unlocked frame rate, it'll probably run at 4K 60 now, or 1440p 60 on the PlayStation 5, where on the PS4 Pro would struggle to get the 40 frames per second. That is awesome. And I also have some other somewhat good news too. I know Sony has a weird bad take on backwards compatibility now. They kind of seem like me back in 2013 when I was anti-backwards compatibility. Why I was ever anti-backwards compatibility, I don't know. Review, I was a dumbass USA. But I think if they see that Microsoft is wildly successful with it, they'll change their tune. And I have a feeling within the next year or two, we will see native emulated PlayStation 5 backwards compatibility with the PS4. Well, the PS4 should be pretty easy to run most games, but the PS3, PS2, and PS1 there will be backwards compatibility on the PlayStation 5 for Sony's older consoles. I could all but guarantee it. They're just going to be reluctant for now. And the fact that the PS5 has a boost mode for the PlayStation 4 games is also good news to me as well. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one. Hey, if you enjoy my content, consider becoming a Review Tech USA member. I'll have a link below in the description. I live stream now on this channel all the time, and it gives you access to cool emoticons to use as well while I live stream. Again, link below in the description. Thank you for your continued support.